Zed's been waiting in the bush for quite a while. Nicko probably thinks he went bot lane or just back. This should be pretty easy. Nicko doesn't suspect a thing. I just need to get behind her, drop the charm, and she's dead. Super easy. Her ultimate didn't even get a chance to go off. Killed her right through the shield. Wow, Zed seems really excited by that play. That's actually pretty funny because that play wasn't very impressive. This Zed obviously hasn't seen a good Evelynn player in quite a while. I wanted to show you guys that clip first so you could actually see Zed say it and he knew this wasn't just clickbait. This game started out like any ordinary game on Evelynn. I started on my red buff, did my golems, then I did my raptors, and then moved towards the left side of my jungle. I am playing against a 𝐢𝐤𝐻 and I don't think he started with his bot lane. So as I move over to the left side of my jungle, I want to be careful and pull my camps away from the walls. That way if he does try to kill me, he won't be able to really knock me up or land his combo. The fact that I haven't seen J4 go in for a gank yet is pretty telling that he's either a noob in power farming or he's trying to kill me. I ward over the wall just in case he's waiting in the bush, and now I proceed to drag it out. Once again, I'm going to move it away from the wall just in case he jumps over, and there he is. I can't really fight him since my spells are down, but since I have vision in the bush, I can see what he plans on doing. And he's actually in a really bad spot since he's so deep in my jungle. I outsmite him, and now he's just screwed because he has no combo, and Zed picks up the kill. That's a massive power swing for us, Zed getting double buffs. There's no way you can lane against a double buff Zed level 3. After I took my Gromp and Scuttle, I wanted to take 𝐢𝐤𝐻's golems, but he's already on them. I don't think he knows I'm in the bush though, so I'm waiting for him to use a spell so I can charm and land it. So right here, he does use his Q, so I drop the charm, walk out. Unfortunately, I don't have quite enough damage, so I just have to back off. I do think this really tilted J4 though, and you'll see exactly what I mean a little bit later. I immediately recalled to buy my items and to also start over my clear route, doing golems into raptors into the rest of my jungle until I get level 6. That way I can start to power gank and really snowball. I'm just 2 XP off, so I come mid real quick to get a minion. That way I can get that juicy level 6. This is the perfect spot to be in because the turret can't see you from here. I'm just waiting for Nicko to step up a little bit farther so I can drop my W and move in on her. There we go. She walks up for the auto. I W smite. I land the charm. The stun doesn't even matter. Even though we don't get the kill right there, I can just loop back around quite easily and we should be able to kill her. Oh boy, Nocturne ult out of nowhere. Ignite on the Zed and I have to ult out just to barely live. I end up staying to try to get the Nicko, but she feels like something's happening and barely keeps walking into me. I should have just gone left and walked around her. I kind of gave that away. Coming back for revenge right as my ultimate is coming back up off of cooldown. Braum is mid. It shouldn't matter though. I get the charm down on the Nicko. She has no flash. I flash in, hit her with my Q, and now I'm just going to wait on top of her, drop my ult. Nearly killed Braum with it as well, and I end up escaping J4, so really good timing. I need to run a straight line away from J4, that way he doesn't catch me in his combo. I try to cut him off, but he just hops the wall. That was a really good trade for us, a solid 1-for-2 trade. Since we did win that fight, it also allowed us to set up an easy Infernal Drake, which is perfect for crit champions and for Evelynn since they can make such good use out of those stats. J4 is having a bit of a malfunction. He's going for a stray pink ward after we just took Dragon. Not suspecting a thing, I drop a solid combo on him. Braum comes to help and now he is in a terrible situation. We end up letting him go because we don't know where the rest of the enemy team is. We push up into the jungle to take some vision. I figured someone would come from my teammate since we're up so far, so I want to wait in the bush. Nicko gets vision of me early, so I immediately drop my W. I blue smiter for the slow, and we get the kill. 𝐢𝐤𝐻's waiting in this bush to take his blue buff. This is another point where we tilt him really hard. We're not only going to push him off and take the blue buff, but Zed is going to secure the kill and we break the pink ward. I ping 𝐢𝐤𝐻's red buff since it just came up. Zed's waiting in the bush. 𝐢𝐤𝐻 wastes his gap closer and now we can just close in on him and secure another easy kill. I ult to finish off the kill and also to get the red buff. Nocturne comes in, but he doesn't really have what it takes to 1v2, so now it means I can just back off. It's true what they say, you can only push a man so far before he snaps. This 𝐢𝐤𝐻 has been pushed past his breaking point and now is resorting to inting and a high elo. I mean, honestly, I don't know how that doesn't get someone at least a 14-day ban. Riot doesn't really care about griefing and inting. The only thing they care about is if you're being a chat meanie. Someone on my team in all chat was telling 𝐢𝐤𝐻 to stop or he's going to report them. As you can tell from the chat, I don't actually have all chat on, so I'm just guessing based off of what my teammates are saying. Neeko is pushing up and trying to follow the Zed roam. I drop the charm and we hard pincer her. I timed my Q perfectly to where it hit her exactly as the charm popped, thus giving the Neeko a lot less time to react. This is a very subtle difference between a good Evelynn and a great Evelynn that a lot of people don't really appreciate. The reaction time difference in between the charm popping and the enemy being completely on guard and between throwing your Q before it has technically even popped is huge. You catch lots of people off guard, and oftentimes even if they have their flash or abilities to negate it, oftentimes they won't use it because they don't anticipate it actually landing on the full charm pop. This is an example of sometimes you need to be really patient when you're doing a gank. As long as you come up behind the enemies and you know they're going to step up for a minion or to fight, this is a really good strategy. So I'm just waiting behind the wall just in case this tri-brush is pink warded. And then the moment Nocturne finally goes up to auto attack, I drop my charm and run him down. I don't risk missing my first Q. Instead, I just run him down E and then land my full combo. Because if you miss your first Q, your other 3 Qs do a lot less damage. So if you can't afford to chase them down and just auto them or use your E, that's usually the better option. Vayne has a good pick, so I want to stay by her just in case Nocturne ults. As Nocturne ult comes down, I drop charm and run back towards my Vayne to pill. Neeko steps up a little bit too close. I catch her on the tail end of my charm pop, and I just charm her right into the Vayne. After you get a pick of at least one person or more, that's typically when you want to use your Herald. That way your team can group up and just force it down the enemy's throats. If you're fighting a 5v5 under the enemy's turret, even if you do have a Herald, that's far from ideal. Some of you were complaining about my latest video, Turbo Nunu, not having enough Nunu gameplay, so here is another Smite Ignite Nunu game for you. I don't do this often, but it's time to play Smite Ignite Nunu and carry this pack of dingleberries. The comps actually look really good. Nunu Jungle is a hard counter to other tank junglers since he can out-sustain them in fights and is a lot better than them in the early game because of his strong sustain as well. He really struggles against strong early game junglers like 𝐤𝐿𝐴 or Kindred. They can just chase him down and 1v1 him quite easily. On Nunu Jungle, my start is extremely situational. In this case, since I am playing against a tank jungler and I do feel like I have the better late game team comp, I am very comfortable with just farming up and getting levels unless a very easy gank presents itself to me. Nunu Snowball doesn't get faster per level you put into it. It gets faster per level Nunu is. Therefore, by getting some earlier levels like 4 or 5 and then ganking, the speed of your snowball will actually be much faster. To be the best Nunu NA, you gotta direct your snowballs towards your next camp. That way you can do lots of damage and get there a lot faster, since Nunu is actually kind of slow in the jungle if you don't, because his clear speeds aren't the best and he's not very fast. After Raptors, I have the option of doing red buff and golems. However, 𝐤𝐿𝐴 is pushing up really hard, so I figured I can just gank him instead since I am level 3. He can't win wall my big snowball either unless I let go of it. All I have to do is charge it right into him and it will set up a really easy gank for Twisted Fate. Even if he flashes away, my snowball is so big it won't be that hard to land it. I then start up my E and Q. Twisted Fate uses his ignite, but I end up getting the kill. It's not that big of a deal if me or him gets the kill since I'm the jungler. It'll help me out with my ganks, and if he gets the kill, it'll help him out with his roams at level 6. Scuttle Crabs are up. I'm not in a hurry to go to my red buff. Once you CC the Scuttle Crab, that's when you want to use your Q and Smite. They'll do 30% more damage that way. I didn't want to give up Scuttles to Amumu just because I want to get my red buff. It turns out he is over here on his wolves. I could bully him off, but 𝐤𝐿𝐴 is going to be back to lane soon, so my best option is to try to set up a gank top or go for my red buff. This Kennen is playing back now. He's acting scared to try to set up the gank. Wukong looks like he is shoving the wave up, so I wait. I start my W around the corner and I plow it right into him, start up my E, Q, and I don't even have to use my ignite. Really well played by Kennen setting up that gank, and now I'm going to help him push in the wave. That way Kennen can come back to lane without losing any minions, or worst case scenario, Wukong will teleport back to try to stop this, and then Kennen can just come back anyways and finish shoving it in. In this case, Wukong starts shoving immediately, so Kennen could honestly just walk back to lane after backing. I'm waiting in the tri-brush to build up some distance. I tell Kennen to teleport back onto the minion so Wukong will all in him. Sure enough, Wukong dashes onto him. I land my knockup, my E, and Wukong does flash to evade my snare. If he didn't flash, we definitely would have killed him with my ignite and my CC. It's all good though. I'm a very healthy level, and I still have my golems in red to look forward to. I see 𝐤𝐿𝐴 was pushing up once again, and I can use the Scuttle Crab combined with my W to gank him very quickly. I'm going to chase him down. He has no flash. He ends up dashing through me, but I do get off some decent damage and give TF some lane priority. I'm pretty low on health now. I don't really want to stay. I just want to get back, buy my items, and do my camps. 𝐤𝐤𝐲 keeps playing up though. My snowball is up. I knock him, getting the aftershock, Q him, and ignite. We kill him super quickly. He is insanely greedy. And now is a great time for me to back. I have a lot of gold. Using snowball to go to camps once again. This time I'm going to go to my golems, red buff, and then raptors. I don't really want to go bot lane and prioritize it because Lux is extremely hard for Nunu to gank, and so is Jhin. The double snares will make it impossible for me to land any of my CC. Meanwhile, 𝐤𝐤𝐲 and Wukong are extremely easy to gank, especially with how much CC my laners have. So instead, I'd rather gank these lanes, plus golems and raptors give way more XP and gold than the other camps. I did raptors before I did my red buff, since the raptors are a higher level and will give more gold and experience. Plus, all the camps other than red and blue buff are on a 2.5 minute cooldown. So if I do the golems, then raptors, next time I come back, I can then do the golems and raptors in that sequence once again without having to wait. If I were to do red buff in between the golems and raptors, then I would have to wait roughly 6 to 10 seconds before I could do my next camp. This right here really annoyed me. I told Twisted Fate I wanted to gank mid. 𝐤𝐤𝐲 still has no flash and he's pushing up. Meanwhile, Twisted Fate hit level 6, so he's like, oh boy, I need to go ult something. So instead of getting 100% free kill mid, he decided that he wanted to risk getting a kill bot lane and waste his ultimate instead. Very poor decision on his part. When I told TF what had happened, he didn't take it very well, so at that point I just muted him and didn't really try to communicate with him for the rest of the game. I have a pink ward and 𝐤𝐤𝐲 was recently mid, and I can tell he hasn't really spent his gold, so I feel comfortable soloing dragon. 𝐤𝐤𝐲 was pushing up once again. I start up my snowball, I round the corner like a champ, and I end up chasing him down with it, activating my E. 𝐤𝐤𝐲's coming in, so I don't want to fight this too badly since my ultimate's still on cooldown. 𝐤𝐤𝐲 ults, I start up my ult, I ignite the 𝐤𝐤𝐲, I kill the 𝐤𝐤𝐲, and now I'm turning on to the 𝐤𝐤𝐲. I'm really surprised how much damage their auto attacks are doing though. If I had a full Cinder Hulk, I think I definitely could have killed the 𝐤𝐤𝐲. Unfortunate situation. After taking Scuttle is one of my favorite times to gank on Nunu. You can use the massive speed up bonus with your W to get off a very spicy gank. Mid lane is a gankable option, but so is Jhin, and I see Jhin is all by himself, and he is pretty far behind. I land my W, start my E, auto attack, and my Qs. All I have to do is keep moving in between autos, and it's an easy kill. And that's exactly why I don't play AD carry right there. I can use the same Scuttle speed up with my W to get there even faster. They kill 𝐤𝐤𝐲 without me, but I do cut off 𝐤𝐤𝐲. He really doesn't have anywhere to go. I just have to Q and E him. Caitlyn does pick up the kill, which is actually great. It's better to have your gold on your carries rather than your tanks. This is a pivotal fight that sets the tone for the rest of the game. I try to cut off 𝐤𝐤𝐲 but butcher my snowball really hard. The enemies just took Dragon and it's their full team. They kill Sona pretty much instantly. I try to get off my CC. I do snare the 𝐤𝐤𝐲 and get off a full ultimate, securing a double kill. So it is a 3 for 2, not the end of the world. This TF is extremely salty and is trying to surrender. It's really frustrating, but we'll just push past that. Get ready to see the best play of your life. I have a Warmog, but I don't quite have 3k HP. Don't worry though, because I'm a god.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Some so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out.
Hopefully that satisfied your thirst for Ignite Nunu Jungle. That shit's pretty fun, but it is kind of situational. I have some exciting news. I've officially partnered up with TCLBinc.net. It is a group of extremely high elo coaches and boosters. So if you're looking for affordable, extremely high quality boosting and coaching, check out TCLBinc.net. I'll be leaving links in the description and in the pinned comment down below. Comparatively, the prices are already extremely low. Currently, they offer service on NA, EU West, EU North, LAN, and LOS. If you're looking to get an even better deal, you can use the coupon code TCLB10 to get 10% off your order of coaching or boosting. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up this video. If you enjoyed it and want to see more content like it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help out a lot. My name is KingStix. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.